Hey everyone, welcome to the midday yoga session here on Riverflow Yoga's Facebook page on our Facebook Live. This session is called Blissful Warrior Mindful Yoga. I'm Rhonda Uretsky, the owner of Riverflow Yoga. We are a flagship hot yoga studio, which means that we dedicate our studio practice to hot yoga. 60 or 90 minutes worth of a beautiful sequence of 26 poses done in very high intensity heat that is quite cleansing to the body and refreshing to the mind. So sort of refreshing to the entire apparatus that you are, body, mind, and spirit. It really does lift your mood. This practice is called Blissful Warrior, and this is based on a book that I wrote a handful of years ago with the same title, The Blissful Warrior. And the subtext was about living the paradox of peace and passion as an empowered person in today's world. And I think that this has become even more relevant now. There's lots and lots going on. I don't really have to review it for you, but wherever you are right now, you are in your own situation, in your own experience of whatever chaos you're experiencing, either outside of you or inside of you. So today I would really like our practice to focus on what I think is one of the most powerful ways to return to this internal state of what I call grounded grace. Not a term that I created. It was coined by author Jen Loudon, talking about this state inside of yourself where you actually feel like yourself. And you know what I mean. You read the news or you're hit by whatever situation is going on around you, and you suddenly don't feel like yourself again. So many people, so many of my students are telling me that they really don't recognize themselves anymore. And it's totally understandable. And the truth is, a lot of us have felt that way even before the chaos of what's going on around us outside. So maybe the practice is always to know how to return to this state of groundedness no matter what's going on. A lot of us, and I have this experience myself today, sometimes just feel overcome with our emotions. And they're usually, unfortunately, not the emotions of joy and bliss that sort of sneak up on us and take over. It's more the emotions of sadness and sometimes despair. And while you might be able to trace back to certain incidents to see how these emotions came about, sometimes they just seem to arise. So what do you do when those things happen? There is a kind of practice that lets you delve into the situations, hi Lisa, and deal with the conditions. What made you feel this way? And what can you do to change those conditions? But those outside conditions will always be changing, and trying to keep up with them, trying to adjust yourself so that you can deal with outside conditions from the outside in terms of changing what's wrong on the outside of you, that seems like a game that you're never going to win. Even when you're dealing with people outside of you, if you try to please one group of people, not only will there be another group that's not pleased, but the original group will change their minds. And so this constant needing to adjust your behavior in order to feel accepted or approved of, or welcomed or fitting in, it's really a game that is not winnable. But there is a game that is winnable, and that's the one where you really become familiar with and comfortable with ways to soothe yourself. And soothing to me is the same word as empowering. When you are soothed and you feel that sense of calm and that sense of groundedness within yourself, you feel empowered, confident, you feel sure of yourself. In fact, you actually don't need validation from people around you or outside of you. It's nice to have it, but you don't need it in order for you to have a life that feels like your own. The most powerful practice that I have ever discovered in my 45 years of teaching and practicing yoga and spiritual practices and mindfulness techniques is the power of deliberate breathing. And we are going to focus on that today here in this Blissful Warrior session we are really going to take the time to be very deliberate about breathing. And maybe we'll even try on a couple of different kinds of breathing exercises and see how they feel and how they make you feel, which is even more important than what things might get changed. You know, you are a physical apparatus, you are many things, but in terms of your physical apparatus, you are 3 trillion cells by the latest count. You know, I constantly think of it as being sort of infinite in your cellular structure because cells are constantly dying and renewing. And each of those cells is its own entity. Each of those cells has a living, breathing wisdom, and these cells are constantly in contact with each other. So what you have in your physical apparatus is this entire universe, and the entire job of this amazingly complex universe is to keep you moving towards a state of well-being and to keep you grounded in that state of well-being. That's a lot of work on your behalf going on behind the scenes. You know, you don't have to tell your organs to function. You don't have to tell your cells to renew themselves. This is an internal physical wisdom that you have. And I like to say that we often like to outsource our health care. That's what we've been trained to do, to outsource our own health care to experts or professionals. When you have inside of you a system of healthcare that's unmatched, and not only is it far beyond the capabilities of the healthcare world, whether it's the traditional healthcare or alternative healthcare, the one that you have inside of you is custom designed for you. The chemicals that you release through your body are manufactured by your brain and released through your body to meet all the changing conditions that you will encounter, whether those are physical manifestations of illness or pain or disease, or whether they are emotional manifestations, things that cause you to need to move into action, the fight or flight hormones, things that make you want to relax. And in that relaxation, by the way, you'll find your greatest harmony of all of these cells within your body working on your behalf. And the way to feed these trillions and trillions of cells, there are 2 really profound and extremely easy ways. One of them, drink a lot of water. Drink an abundance of water. It's almost impossible to get too much water. A gallon a day. If you drink a gallon a day of water for the next 30 days, you will see some miraculous physical and emotional changes taking place in your body. We really cannot separate the physical from the emotional. Your moods and your physical body interact in a beautiful way, and it's impossible to separate out and say this is just physical or just emotional. They work together, and water soothes both, and many, many other aspects of your life force. And the other way, which is even simpler, is breathing. Now, of course, breathing is the thing that you did the moment you were born, and it's the last thing you do before you leave this body, and it's something you'll be doing 24 hours a day, every single day of the life that you occupy this body. But I'm talking about deliberately breathing. Deep inhales and long exhales. Those inhale breaths that feed every one of your trillions and trillions of cells at the same time, and just make you feel like this one harmonious being. There are lots of expressions that we have, like take a few deep breaths before you move into any action, before you're in a reactivity state that causes you to take action that you won't be so proud of later. There are reasons why we talk about, stop and take some deep breaths. They actually will, the deep breathing will remind you of who you are. It's not that you have to fix anything or change anything. It's this constant remembering and this constantly bringing yourself back to this place of home within yourself from which you can live your best life. And by best, I mean the life you actually want. You don't have to feel thrown about by outside conditions. You don't even have to feel triggered by your own emotions. You recognize those emotions as waves that sort of come through you, and they don't live inside of you if you will just allow them their release. And breathing can really help with that. So we're going to focus today on breathing. Breathing is not only everything that I just said, it's also a way of distracting your mind from your usual worries. You get some of this distraction in sleep, but oftentimes even sleep can be a little fitful. It can be hard to come by, and you can have dreams when you sleep that will actually agitate you. So sleeping may or may not be the best way to distract yourself, to get a break from your usual worries. But breathing is an incredible distraction, and it is soothing, it is healing, it is distracting, it is uplifting, all of that at the same time in a single breath. And I want you to just stop and consider for a moment how loved you must be if the thing that keeps you alive, the thing that you do without having to think about it, the thing that you are supported by the universe to do, by the way. You know, it's often said that you can focus on deliberately breathing, and you breathe no matter whether you focus on it or not. And it feels like you're taking the breath in and out. But the atmospheric pressure of this universe is actually breathing you. This pressure around you is forcing the air in and out through your body, into your lungs and out through the carbon dioxide to come out through your body. So breathing, you are supported in your breathing, you can say, by the entire universe. So how loved must you be if the entire universe is conspiring to keep you healthy? So I'd like you to find a comfortable seated position. And if you've been with me every day, you know that I call this the arrival. You are arriving in this moment from wherever you were just a moment ago to where you are right now. And you are coming into this moment with the expectation that you will be soothed, and you will find some comfort, and you will find some relief, some distraction from whatever it is that tends to occupy your mind when you're not being deliberate about soothing yourself. So if you feel soothed sitting on the ground, please do. Find a comfortable seated pose, grab a cushion, sit forward of that cushion so that your hips will tilt down a little bit. You'll find some soothing in your hips, and your knees will tend to fall downward. There'll be some soothing in your thighs. If you prefer to sit in a chair, Lisa, if you're working at your computer at your desk and you're sitting in a chair, that's fine too. Keep both feet on the ground. This is very soothing to your nervous system. Place both palms in your lap. If you can't afford to take your hands off the computer for a moment, don't worry if you can't. Arrive here in this moment with the intention that you are going to find soothing here, no matter what else might be around you at this time. If you'd rather lie down, you can do breathing lying down. Of course you can. Lie on your back, arms at your sides, allow your palms to face up. Bring your heels together, let your toes flop apart. Feel this giant pull in your collarbones as you sit up nice and straight, or even when you are lying down on the ground. You can feel this pull in the collarbones, and you can have this wonderful sense of the shoulder blades on the mat and feel the relief of it. So we're going to start breathing. And maybe it's been a while since you've really been deliberate about your breathing. Maybe you've never done this before. It doesn't matter. There are no penalties and no consequences for you starting this practice of wanting to be mindful about your breath and be able to be in control of your emotional state and your physical state. There are no consequences for starting late. There's no such thing as late. If you used to do this practice and you're coming back to it, I want to remind you that you've lost nothing. You've lost no time. You are here right now. And right now is all you have. The past and the future are mental formations. They are constructs of the mind. They do not exist for you except in your mind, just like every other story that you tell yourself. But the present moment, being here right now, is a way for you to feel yourself in your own life. And beautifully enough, breathing can only take place in the present moment. So when you are breathing deliberately, you are deliberately placing yourself in this now moment, which is where all your power is. All your power for what? Your power to be happy. Your power to enjoy this life, no matter what the outside conditions might be at the moment. So, you have found your soothing place, your comforted place, sitting on a chair, sitting on the floor, lying on the ground. Go ahead and take a sip of water before we begin. Try taking an abundance of water. If you don't have any water beside you right now, go ahead and get some. It's important enough for you to take a break, take this moment, get up off the ground or off your chair and go get some water. Drink that water on the way back to the this screen, and keep the water beside you. Okay, so we're going to start with what's called Ujjayi breathing. I like to call it Darth Vader breathing. This is what you're actually doing. You're channeling the sound of Darth Vader in and out through your throat. So, I'm going to encourage you to keep your eyes open as we initially start breathing, and then we'll move into some different things to do with your eyes to get you deeper and deeper into this breathing. Now, if you're feeling distracted already, if you're already thinking about other things that you need to do, or those moments where you're having conversations in your head with people who aren't really there, it's all fine. Try not to beat yourself up or berate yourself for where you are in this present moment. Let's just be here and breathe. So I'm choosing to sit on the ground. I've got my legs folded, my arms on my thighs, my backs of my hands are resting on the tops of my knees. You can have your palms up or your palms down. Just kind of shift around a little bit until you find a position that feels like you can settle in. You do not have to sit on the ground to prove that you're some kind of yogi. You have nothing to prove to anyone, not even yourself. You're here to have a life to live that's enjoyable to you. Proving and validating is not part of that joyful life. Okay, so we're going to begin breathing, and we're going to do it to a very specific count. Inhale through your nose and hear it resound in the back of your throat. So you're aware of this big, strong Darth Vader ha sound that you're making as you inhale. And as you inhale the breath, you can feel your thoracic cavity filling up. You can pull your collarbones wide apart. You're beginning to feel a little more empowered already. Now exhale the breath and let your chin drop a little bit. So you're not trying to hang your head, but most of us have a chin thrust. We push our way into life with our chin, with our minds, right? This is very symbolic, what we do with our heads. And so here we're going to get a chance to let that mind go. Let your chin drop. You're hearing the breath continue to come out the back of your throat. This is a deliberately long exhale breath. Keep your collarbones pulled wide and let your tailbone drop down, and then tuck it up a little bit towards your belly. And inhale, balloon your belly out. Feel the breath rise into the thoracic cavity. Your rib cage expands. Your collarbones are being pulled. Imagine the support of the universe pulling your collarbones side to side, giving you this beautiful feeling of traction across your chest. Good. Let the tongue in your mouth rise to the roof of your mouth. Not pressing, not forcing, just resting there. And if you tuck your chin a little bit, it will rest there naturally. Now exhale. And again, just feeling that breath as if there's a hole in the back of your throat and the breath is passing in and out through that hole in your throat. And inhale. Hear the breath in the back of your throat. Pull your collarbones wide. I can still smell the patchouli that was in my mask this morning. Yesterday I gave a wonderful tip. If you are a mask wearer, and I am, No judgments, but I am. If you put a little essential oil, just one tiny drop in your mask, it will encourage you not only to wear the mask, but to breathe very deeply while you have this mask over your face. That was a nice long inhale, holding. Now exhale. As you exhale, feel your belly deflate. Allow your tailbone to drop to the ground like a pendulum that comes from your tailbone and anchors you down. And now undulate that pendulum, that tailbone, up a little towards your belly. If you are sitting in a chair or on the cushion on the ground, when you undulate the tailbone, you're going to feel as if you're sort of rising up a little bit off of your seat. And if you do this when you're lying down, you feel this little traction tug on your lower back, that place in your body that often gets crunched and crushed with stress. Inhale. And exhale, deflate. Really focusing on the sound in the back of your throat. Inhale. Holding your breath here at the top. You're not exactly feeling like you're holding your breath. You're just feeling this feeling of staying full with breath. And exhale. Drop your chin. Allow your collarbones to pull wide. Let your chin tuck. Keep the tongue resting on the roof of your mouth. Now check in a little bit with your body. Check in and see how relaxed you might feel. Your arms in particular, your hands, your fingers curled, your hips, your legs, your neck. Checking in to just notice if it feels softer to you right now. Inhale. And exhale. And now close your eyes and continue breathing. And I'm going to play for you a beautiful meditation. This is a 15-minute long meditation that focuses on breathing. There are beautiful words in this guided meditation, and you can simply let these words wash over you. But what you're really going to be doing is following the pattern of the breathing. As you continue to follow this breathing pattern, you're going to notice a really beautiful sensation of calm that comes over you. All right, so give me a moment to find this. Oh, this is sort of interesting. Okay, so it looks like I actually don't have this meditation handy. Ah, yes, I do. Okay, so here we go. You're sitting, you're breathing. If you can close your eyes, beautiful. Whoops, nope, this actually is not the meditation. All right. So this is such a great example now of outside conditions, right? This is something that I plan to do today, and some condition is making this not happen for today. Well, that's perfectly fine. So, you know, when outside conditions aren't what you expect them to be, you have a choice. You can get flustered, and maybe you will for a moment, and then you can pull yourself back and remember that you still have the ability to control how you're choosing to react. So let's sit here and breathe. And inhale. And exhale. Now closing your eyes and keeping your eyes closed, I am going to put on some really beautiful music for you as you continue breathing. And I am going to go and get that meditation in the place where I know that it is. This is beautiful music designed to help soothe your breath. So let me just guide you through it for a moment. collarbones wide. Hear the breath in your throat. And exhale. Hear the breath in the back of your throat. Big loud ha sound. Drop your chin and let your tongue settle on the roof of your mouth. Close your eyes if you can. And inhale. And exhale. And continue breathing. And continue feeling how you feel in your body and in your moods as you deliberately breathe in this way. Inhale. And exhale. Drop your chin a little. Let the tongue rest on the roof of your mouth. Keep breathing, and I'll see you in a moment. Hear the breath in the back of your throat. Big loud ha sound coming in. Pull your collarbones wide apart. And exhale and deflate. And let the tongue rest on the roof of your mouth. And drop your tailbone down and under. And now we're going to change the rhythm of the breathing a little bit. Just listening to the breathing instructions of this beautiful guided meditation. You know, we sometimes think of meditation as something that you save for the end of the day or start with your day in the beginning. It's certainly the way I begin every day. But to be able to pull back in the middle of your day and reinvigorate yourself with this breath and this meditative state is so powerful. So let's do that now.
It is nice to have an opportunity to visit with you for the purpose of tuning to your natural rhythm of well-being. Breathe in.
Inhale.
Breathe out.
And exhale.
Your intelligent body is comprised of trillions of cells, seeking and finding alignment and balance at all times. Breathe in.
Inhale.
Breathe out.
And exhale.
There is no greater advantage that you could offer to your body than this gentle releasing of resistance right now.
Inhale. And exhale. Your eyes are closed.
Your natural state is one of absolute well-being, and in the absence of resistance, Your physical body must thrive. Breathe in.
Hear the breath come in through the back of your throat.
Breathe out.
Let the tongue settle on the roof of your mouth.
By deliberately focusing on good-feeling thoughts, you allow your physical cells to return to their natural balance. Breathe in.
Allow your thoughts to settle.
Breathe out.
Let your chin drop a little more.
Breathing deeply is the key, softly hearing our words and allowing gentle alignment with the energy of your source. Breathe in.
Hear the breath in the back of your throat.
Breathe out.
Keep your collarbones pulled wide. Let your chin drop more.
The cells of your body are guided by Source and have the ability to find their balance no matter what, every time.
Inhale and exhale. Hear the breath loud and strong.
You will not only find recovery from unwanted conditions, but a steady maintaining of well-being will ensue. Breathe in.
Pull the collarbones wide.
Breathe out.
Feel your belly empty and your tailbone drop down and under.
As you listen and breathe and release and relax, the maintaining of a good-feeling body will come easily. Breathe in.
Sitting up a little straighter and leaning back.
Breathe out.
Letting your chin drop further, emptying your belly.
Even unwanted conditions that have been with you for a while will gradually diminish until they no longer exist. Breathe in.
Collarbones wide.
Breathe out.
Allowing the chin to drop further. Feel the back of the neck open.
By releasing resistance a little more every day, you will feel the power that creates worlds flowing through you.
Inhale, feeling that power that creates worlds flowing through you. And exhale, exhale, exhale.
Just breathing and listening, not to make something happen, but for the pleasure and comfort of alignment. Breathe in.
Feeling the pleasure of the breath coming in.
Breathe out.
Hearing the sound in the back of your throat getting louder and stronger.
Your physical body will respond very quickly to the absence of resistance that you are feeling now while you breathe. Breathe in.
Pull the collarbones wide.
Breathe out.
Lean back a little bit as you drop your tailbone down and tuck it up towards your
There is
belly.
no physical body, no matter what the condition, that cannot return to its natural state of well-being. Breathe in.
Inhaling deeply,
Breathe out.
exhaling deeply, almost like a humming in your throat.
These words that you are hearing are not about your body, but about your allowing and your alignment of Source.
Inhale and exhale.
Your body is a reflection of the balance of your thought, and this release of resistance will produce positive change. Breathe in.
Inhale,
Breathe out.
exhale.
Beginning with the cells of your physical body, physical improvement will sweep through you at every level. Breathe in.
Feeling the physical improvement
Breathe out.
and feeling yourself pushing life force through every cell.
You are a vibrational being with non-physical roots, and your body is an extension of that non-physical source. Breathe in.
Hear the ha sound in your throat.
Breathe out.
Drop your chin. Hear the ha sound in your throat.
We offer these words so as you listen and breathe, you will tune to your frequency of natural well-being. Breathe in.
Pull the collarbones.
Breathe out.
Drop the chin more. Feel your spine get stretchy.
When you take the time to find vibrational balance, your physical well-being will be easy to maintain.
Inhale.
Breathe out. From your place of alignment, beneficial behavior will be inspired and wonderful things will unfold with great ease. Breathe in. Breathe out.
Feel the ease of this begin to pervade every part of you.
The more ease you feel, the less resistance you hold, and the more the cells of your body can find their balance. Breathe in.
Feel the smoothness of this breath.
Breathe out.
Feel all your resistance melting away.
This process of breathing and allowing makes it possible to get from wherever you are to wherever you desire.
Inhale. Exhale. Feeling your own confidence.
As you breathe and release resistance, you tune your vibrational frequency to that of your source and to personal thriving. Breathe in.
Hear it come in.
Breathe out.
And exhaling, always with your mouth closed.
It is natural for you to feel good and for you to be well and for you to experience perfect bodily conditions. Breathe in.
Feeling your perfect bodily conditions.
Breathe out.
Knowing that this is your birthright.
You are becoming a vibrational match to well-being, and your body will show you the evidence of that.
Inhale.
Breathe in. Breathe out.
Feeling your own vibration rise to meet well-being.
As you listen and breathe, with every day that passes, your alignment with well-being will become stronger.
Inhale. And exhale. So as you listen and breathe, as you listen to the wisdom inside of yourself, which you can hear more clearly now that you've been breathing deeply for just a very short period of time, but deliberately focusing on the breath coming in and out, noticing the lack of distraction in your mind, feeling your own sense of self-soothing and self-empowerment arising from this place of quiet, you can know with certainty that you are a being here to enjoy. You are somebody who has come here to experience life at its most pleasurable, most vital, most enjoyable levels. And here, as you sit breathing deeply, you can really feel that connection to that part of you that is the larger part of you. And sometimes just gets pushed into the background a little bit, and yet it still functions. Inhale. And exhale. So keeping your eyes closed, imagine, if you will, some triggering event or something that has you agitated. But try to look at this situation as if you are an observer of it. So you are looking upon something in your life that might be upsetting, whether it's a physical condition or a situation in relationship or some condition in the world that when you look at it as an outside observer and you can see the story of it in front of you, it feels less than desirable. And now take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So notice that you are not trying to figure out the situation. You are not trying to find solutions for the condition. You're not even wishing it wasn't so. You're just standing and observing it and breathing. And notice yourself simply softening to the situation. Inhale. And exhale. And in this moment of being with your breath and being with the condition, you may not find your solution in this moment. But right now, you are aligning with many, many possible solutions. And the right one will present itself to you. And in your sense of calm certainty, in this breathing, you have a wisdom of awareness, knowing that this is true. Inhale. And exhale. So there is a part of you that knows that no matter what the conditions or situations are that may present themselves in your life, this all wisdom, all calm, all certain part of you is more than equipped to not only handle it, but to thrive as a result of it. Inhale. And exhale. So now we're going to come back from this place of being very deep inside of your breath and coming back into more contact with this world in front of you. Take a deep inhale, collarbones wide, sort of beginning to feel your body again, and exhale, allowing your chin to drop, hearing the breath come out the back of your throat in that big resounding Darth Vader sound. Feel your own stillness and yet your own vibrancy. You are beginning to recognize a lot of paradoxes within this beautiful body of yours. There can be stillness at the same time that you can feel energized. There can be calm in the same time that you feel like taking action. And there's certainty, a belief in yourself, knowing that you have the ability, that you actually are the ability to live a life that you truly want. So starting to come back into this life around you, open your eyes very slowly, just very little slits coming, letting a little light come in through the bottom. Your eyes are focused on the ground, continuing to breathe, keeping your head relaxed, and then slowly begin to raise your eyes up until your eyes are fully opened. And now, sitting from wherever you are, just look around your room, and the first thing that your eyes want to settle on, just go ahead and let them settle there. I used to tell people to find something to look at that felt soothing, but then the mind gets involved and you start thinking, well, maybe that's not the right thing, or maybe I should look around and find something else. Just let it be the very first thing that your eyes feel like they want to stay with for a while. I'm looking at a knot in a wooden frame around a mirror. And just without having to explain why this feels good to you or why you want to look at it, go ahead and take a breath. Inhale. And exhale, using your sense organ of sight to bring you back. And now from wherever you are, just reach out with your hands and find a texture that feels good for you to touch. I'm actually running my hands on my yoga pants, which are that beautiful stretchy material. So go ahead and just feel some texture in your hands or under your hands. And just notice how it feels. If something feels bumpy or rough or smooth, you're just noticing the texture. You're using your sense of touch to reconnect you with your conditions. Beautiful. And now relax your hands again. And now listen very closely and find 3 different sounds in your room right now. Just identify them as you hear them. I hear the blowing of an air conditioner. I hear some very, very faint music coming from my iPod. I can actually hear the sound of something pulsing. Feels like it's my own blood. Beautiful. So you've brought yourself back into this conditional world with your sense of sight and your sense of touch and your sense of hearing. And notice for a moment, before you move into your action part of the rest of your day, how you are feeling right now. You know, on this emotional activation scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being very calm and 10 being really upset about something, where might you place yourself on this scale? And notice if you enjoy being here, if you really like this person that feels like who you are right now. And if you do, and I know that you do, know that you can not only return to this feeling anytime, that this is who you are. And so it's very easy to reconnect with this anytime you can remember, by stopping for a moment and taking a few of these deep breaths. That's how easy life makes it for you to enjoy who you are in every moment. So this was a bit of a different practice today. Just breathing, feeling your way to your own life again, your own life of pleasure and joy and happiness, regardless of conditions. You are not a conditional being. You are a creature of happiness. Om Shanti, my friends. Thank you for joining me today for this very special Blissful Warrior practice. Breathing, centering, grounding, and finding that place of grace that is inside of you at all times. And now going forth into the rest of your day as this person. Thank you again for joining me. I'm Rhonda Uretsky from Riverflow Yoga. I hope to see you again tomorrow. And by the way, if you'd like a bit of a vigorous practice, tonight here on this Facebook Live at 6 o'clock, we have hot yoga. 26 poses in beautiful sequence with Paula, our wonderful teacher from Riverflow Yoga. So we hope to see you soon.